Hi all, and welcome into the VR accessibility overview for Eternal Starlight. It's space roguelite time. Steam VR is fully accessible, so any other software you may need, whether accessibility or content creation related, is completely usable, which is good. While seated mode is not an official option, you can activate grip height adjustment in the settings, and then just hold down whichever grip trigger that you typically would use, and move your wrist or arm if you wish, and move yourself to the correct height for you. You might have to reach a bit far depending on how low you are in real life, as there is no laser pointer to interact. The ability to change controls is a bit lacking as far as the in-game settings go, mainly letting you choose your dominant hand for moving, but luckily on PC you can use Steam VR to rebind the controls to what you want, and if you're on a MetaQuest headset, then you can rebind the buttons in the accessibility section in the system settings under mobility, but do keep in mind that some games may refer back to the game's default when it comes to button prompts, so do remember the button that you changed it to or from. For movement, you have smooth movement as usually standard, but then you have stepped movement that feels a bit like a snap method, but for moving. It is definitely a bit weird feeling, but more options existing is always a good thing. Now there's one more though, and that is grip moving, which you can use by having the grip height adjustment on. You can move freely just by having that turned on. Now turning options are a bit different, in some cases much like how the movement options were, but that is not entirely a bad thing. You have smooth turning, but I will say it feels a bit slow, definitely does, and there isn't a sensitivity setting to change it as far as I can see. And just looking, you may think that smooth is the only option, but you'd be wrong. Thankfully, if you happen to turn on stepped movement, then you will by default have snap turning. While this is great for those who want snap turning, it is not great that you need to use a movement method that you may not want to use in order to get that turning option. And there's one last turning option. You will also see in the settings that there is a grip rotation, and it is what you think. Now to use it, you need to use the grip height adjustment to be able to move freely, and then hold both grip triggers and move either arm or just wrist, left or right, to turn. Same as how the turning with Walk-in VR works actually. Colorblind modes are sadly a no, so if you are on PC, I'm sorry, but as far as I know, you're out of luck. However, if you are on a MetaQuest headset though, you are very much in luck. Go into the system settings of the headset and head to the accessibility section, and from there head to visual and color correction. From that point you will find all the known 3 colorblind modes that are being seen more in non-VR games these days. Closed captions are thankfully in the game. They, however, are not in the game's settings, so at first it may seem as though they aren't there. When you select a mission or are in conversation, all dialogue is in text only. Piggybacking off of this with the difficulty modes, and they are here too. However, instead of the typical way of choosing one difficulty for the entire game, each mission you can do has their own difficulty set for them, so some will naturally be more difficult than others. This is a tough one to call for arm and upper body movement level because of one thing. When you first load up the game, if you are sitting, then you may be down pretty low in game, so the menu that you need to physically touch might be too high. Problem with this is that you need to get into the settings to turn on the grip height adjustment. If you use walk-in VR or the height offset from OVR advanced settings or the height adjust on the MetaQuest headset, then I'd say minimal to full. You can just move close enough to interact with it, but if not, then this is full only, just really off that, so do keep it in mind. I guess a way that you could maybe get around that though is have somebody else go into the game first and turn it on for you and then give it back. Then yeah, you're probably still going on at least moderate full. But that is going to do it for this accessibility overview. If it helped you or it can help someone that you may know, that is amazing. That's why I do these videos. If I'm going to look up this kind of info for myself, why not share it? Yeah. But some of you also may have recognized this overview, or at least bits of it, from one that I typed up back in January. Yeah, I am working on making all of those text overviews into proper accessibility video overviews as they should have been back at that point. And this is one of them. But yeah, down in the description will be the link to the Google Doc with the accessibility notes. There are over 120 sets of accessibility notes. Been doing this for a long time. But yeah, I hope you are having a lovely day or night whenever you happen to be seeing this. And I will see you later. Alright, bye!